Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Crafting Time. I'm your coach tonight. I am Kathleen, and I'm hoping everyone is doing fantastic. And let me shut everything off here so I don't um, bother everybody. Click that. Friends, we are 2 people away from 3,000. I am so excited. That is so cool to have 3,000 of my online friends on my site. That it just made my day when I saw that. So I want to show you my shirt. Um, okay, it's dry. Let me just pull it. And I got my sleeve ready, but I'll show you the other sleeve in just a second. Um, it is looking fabulous, absolutely fabulous. See, and I wear this. I know I'm going to wear this shirt a lot. And I only have the one on it right now. I really wanted that one to dry, for it's out of my way. But I also wanted to show you how I do the sleeves. So I'm going to just leave that sleeve alone for the moment. And I'm going to stick the other one in here to show you how I do that. Now this sleeve, like I said, this is an old shirt. It already has um, paint on it somehow or another. And last night I just had to touch it and I put some more paint here. Wasn't that just smart of me? Gosh, just gotta love it when you can be so smart. I'm kidding. So I just want to show you. I for sleeves I use this Cricut. This is an old Cricut. It's all scratched up. I don't know if you can see the scratches on there. It's been used and abused and all that stuff. But it still has just a little bit of tackiness to it. Now, this one's not as tacky um, as the one I have in the sleeve. So I will be spraying this with Easy Tack spray and then letting it sit out for a couple days before I use it. But I cut it I go 3 squares in they have little squares on here, and I go 3 squares in, and I start at the number 3, or I guess this is number 9 because I have the 3 on this side, and I cut it at a fat angle. You see that? It's like a pendulum or something like that, but I don't bring it to a point. Um, and I simply slide it in. Now, when you do a sleeve, there's things you got to think about. Let me just set this here for a minute. Now, when you put your arm in your sleeve, you got to figure out where you have this. Now, mine is usually right underneath my arm. That's the seam. Okay. So I'm going to. I'm hoping to do both arms tonight, but I don't think that will happen because it'll just be too wet. But I can leave them in, and I flatten out my. Can't you just sit there? Don't have to go anywhere. I get that seam almost to the middle, not quite the middle, and I lay it flat, close to the middle as I can get it. Now I take my pads. These are just little silicones, and they kind of help buffer out that middle. But you also need to go in with your hand and lay that seam flat. All right. So you're going to have that flat, and you want it to go the direction of the flat of the seam. I don't know how to explain that. If the seam is sewed this way, you're not going to fold it that way where then you'll have a bump. Okay, so you want to follow your seam. And that feels like I did. And then you simply stick that into your sleeve. Now I messed up my sleeve here, so let me just get it back into shape. And you can kind of feel it as you go. I'm a little off center because I got my top sleeve here, so let me roll it just a bit. I put the seam of my shoulder and the seam of my armpit together the best I can. Now realize they're about three to 4, maybe 5 inches apart. So I just kind of eyeball it. Okay. And I make sure my shoulder is flat. I'm having issues because the other side I have done already. I pushed play a little bit late. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for coming on. After last night, guys, I had such a headache yesterday. I know the weather's changing here in Minnesota. It's in mega process. I'm having issues because the side is already put in, and I'll have to readjust it. Okay, so I have this down. So I'm going to simply slide my hand in from my sleeve, like I'm going in to get a person's sleeve, right? Go through your neck, grab it, and slide it. Now you're going to have to adjust, so don't press it down because you do have stickiness there. Okay? So I'm simply pulling this through down to my hand, and I like to go all the way across my hand. And it slid on me, so just a moment. I have to do some adjusting, and that's what I was telling you. I kind of have to adjust. I just pull it up, and I look for my seam. Now my seam is not where I need it. It should be towards the center. My thread is just not letting me slide it over today. But I do want to cover up that one blurb that I did. Well, I have a lot of blurbs on the shirt, actually. And that's why I use recycled shirts, guys. Because I like to cover them up. It's a nice challenge. Okay, so I got that there. Now I'm going to just pull it down a little bit more. Till I see a little bit of the blue showing through. That way I know it's going to be secure. This is almost in the center. And my seam of my shirt is fairly close. So this sleeve is ready to go. We can just actually do this sleeve. Now I have this one already in as well. I don't have it pulled as far down, which we'll do that later. I'm going to move this a little bit forward to help anchor it. Now this sleeve has paint and everything on it. So I might add, I'm going to use the same daisy that we used, or sunflower. And on the bottom, I might add one on the back of my sleeve, like right here. Turn it this way. And move the leaves down to cover, gosh, guys, got hiccups and everything. Cover up my sleeve here just a bit, like so, and put one here. And that would be like where my elbow would be. Okay. So let's see if we can actually do this. Again, I'm going to start we can start at the bottom. I hope you all can see. Now, I'm not going to put a sunflower right there. We're just doing the leaves here and moving it up, and eventually we'll be up to this portion here. And I'm going to start right down a little bit past my leaves. Now this leaf might have to bend around. That should be a nice challenge, huh? To get the rest of the leaf. Maybe I can pull that down even farther because we're just doing the leaves. And then maybe that will cover up that spot. I'm not pretty sure if this is going to work. We're going to try this. And I think to keep it tight, I'm going to take a clip just a sec. I am really trying hard to cover that up. Because it's like right on the sleeve. So I'm starting like right on the edge. This is kind of cool. Guys, I get myself into the dangest things. Okay, but we can't put that there because we have a leaf. We'll put this one right here. I'm just gonna kind of like make a present over on this side. All right. Well, that's a challenge. So this is what I did. I kind of folded my transfer around and I folded the end so I can get the end of this, and that's about where the paint is. I'm hoping I did it right. Gosh, my fingers. All right. It's a new challenge for me here, guys. Normally I don't have to fold things. I gotta move some stuff. All right, and I'm sliding that over. I hope y'all can see. And keep it down just a little bit more. I'm sure that will be more helpful. Now, my transfer will slip and slide. I'm pretty sure. But we're just doing the leaves. We'll be using the green to put the outline down, and then I'll paint it again later. We'll just do the outline. I'll work on this more in the next day or so to get it completely done. Now, I'm actually going to do this part first since it's going to look like it's going to be a problem child. And I'm just going to pray it works. I'm just going to let it sit down, and then I'm just going right over the edge to do the rest. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Emma. Hi, Wayne. Thanks for all coming. Guys, we are so close to 3,000. I am so excited. I'm 2 away. I got a notice today. They told me keep up the good work. I felt so good. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Now again, I'm just doing the leaves because we're going to make this roll up sleeve like sunflower and then cover up this big area that I did up there. And I waited to do this for you guys could all see some challenges that if you do this, you might have doing a t-shirt, or like this one is an old sweatshirt of mine that I just love and I don't want to throw it away because of me getting it dirty. And I'm using ink, not chalk, um, on this. And this one kind of goes around the corner here, so let's see what, not so much worried about that. Sure, I have it covered. I did a lot of moving on this, so I may have messed it up. We'll find out in 2 seconds. Now I'm just simply taping off my clips with my paste. It's good to have your handy weights ready for you. Guys, it's so easy to make a mess with this stuff. I don't usually worry about it if it's chalk, but when it's ink, man, I'm kind of good at making messes. I'm just taking off my clips, and let's see how this worked out. Okay, it's not bad. Now this next part, maybe we don't even have to, we'll just kind of move this over for a second. I'm just going to wipe off the back and the front. I guess I better just wipe it all off. It'll be all right. So now it's all nice and clean there. I am going to connect my lines, and I'm going to add again, just doing my sleeve. I don't have to use the clamps anymore. Keeping my finger where I want to end, because you know it's so easy to um, make a mistake and keep going up the thing, and I have to say I've done that. I'm just doing light lines right now because I want to go back over it with my, um, we're going to paint it, and then I'll go over it again with the bark. We're just setting the pattern. Looks looking good. I'm going to do another set of leaves. I'm centering it just a little bit more. I didn't clean it. Did you see that? It's my shirt. If it was someone else's shirt, I would be 100% more careful. But my shirt, I want to show what you guys might do. Not all of you are crafters like we are. Um, I want to show you what real people do, and that's really what real people would do. I'm not going to clean it off. I can hear people. I did it. I still do it. So, just being real, okay? Don't hold it against me. I'm just kind of cleaning up my edges there. Really not worried about um, if it's going to be a perfect line or not, because we are now going to go back and paint those leaves. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. And I'm going to go up just a little bit. That's still looking fabulous, so we're just going to keep going. Because, you know, I like to challenge myself. Definitely want to get a little bit too high, but I didn't mess it up. Down just a bit and cross over some leaves. At this time, we're also going to do the sunflower. But first, we're going to do the green. Take care of the green. And I'd like to do the full stem before I go and do the leaves. I want that to be nice and dark. Normally, I'd clean it off, guys, but we're just going to go with it. Get it on and let it dry. And this is ink now, not paste, for those that are just jumping in. Hi, Donna, part two. Yes, yes, gotta have part two. And Peggy's here as well from Mississippi. How cool is that? Did you get hit with the tornadoes and stuff in your area, or is that away from you, honey? My son wants to move down in that direction, and I just don't know. You guys get so many tornadoes. We get them up here too, and I'm just not in the mood for them. Okay, so now we're going to do our sunflower, and I'm going to just slide this down. Hopefully, it didn't slide very much. Making it easier for me. I'll open up my bumblebee. And again, I'm just going to go around like always. Like you do any sunflower, we're just setting the pattern, so you don't need a lot of ink for this. We're just setting the pattern, and then we go back and paint it. Usually what you put down the first time, go back and scrape it up, is usually enough to make it around the second time, or the second half. Not always, but you really want it to soak in. Remember, you gotta give it time to soak. This is a shirt now. And the sweatshirt, it seems like it has to soak a little bit, even a little bit more, it seems like. Not like my t-shirts. T-shirts, it's like really fast. And my hankies that I make. Got a little yellow there, darn it. Hold on. Just had to hit it. Alright, and then we're going to use a little bit of gold in the center. And this is shimmering gold. It's very pretty. I love it. I'm not really worried about it being perfect, and I'm moving it up into the yellow, into the bumblebee yellow, just to give it a more natural look. Don't need much. I'm just going to wipe that off, but I'll do that next. Okay, so let's peel this off. Lay it in my water. Just a tad of water in my little thing. Just helps keep it wet while I do the rest now. I'm going to make sure my hands are clean. And we're going to move into using brushes. Hi, Yvette. It's very easy to create beautiful things, you betcha. For sure. This is very interesting to try. Okay, find an old shirt. That's what this is. This shirt I've had for at least 10 years. And all my clothes, guys, none of my clothes are brand new. I don't go out and buy brand new clothes. I don't. Um, I'm just gonna put you up a little bit because it looks like you're like on the falling. All right, let me drop those into my seal. Wipe that off. Done with those. So I'm just covering those up and starting with the flower first. But I don't lost my thought. I don't buy clothes. I wait for people to wreck them and then I take them and then I create more. Now I'm simply just going to paint this the best I can. I'm going to squirt some water in here and get it a little easier to work with. Leave it out. That's distilled water that I put in here, guys. Um, Not regular or tap water. That will contaminate it. Chlorine is a good contaminator, as we all know. Well, maybe we should know. I'm just remaking it into a better consistency. I might need a little bit more water. It's very dry compared to how I like paints and inks. When I say I'm adding water, most water that I use downstairs here in my craft room is distilled water. Unless I go to the sink, of course, and then that's a little better, a little more flexible. Okay, so now I'm just gonna repaint this sleeve. These pretty flowers. Don't have to do every petal. Just make it how you want it. You can leave some gaps between them. You know, because flowers have gaps, so you're not doing any errors. You know, you can add your own petals as well if you have an area that maybe didn't work for you. Um, Create your own. Nothing wrong with that. I'm painting against the grain here. Just realized what I was doing. And then when I'm done painting this, I will clean off the transfer that I have down there and use the bark to enhance the design, and will be just like the front. So that's why I said, don't worry. You don't have nothing to worry about. And if you get some ink on it, paint over it. Find another transfer or use the transfer you have. It's going to be just fine. I promise. If it's not, send it to me. I'll fix it. I'll make you a new shirt. I do a lot of painting, guys. And it's always fun. It's a lot more funner if I had someone here to chat with, but I'm on my computer, so I can't get live chat here. I haven't figured out how to do that on this. I can do it on my phone, but not on my. I have to go take another lesson. I use Restream, and I haven't quite figured out Restream. But maybe I'm thinking one day a week here we could do a chat time, and you guys can come on and chat with me. And Yvette and I have talked, and I hope she's still interested in doing a live with us. That would be like really cool. I did one in the summertime with her, and we had a great time. That was with Cindy Green, but I haven't seen her. I don't wonder what happened to her. She was here. I know she's had a lot of stuff going on, so maybe I'll just have to give her a call. Find out what happened. I haven't heard. And I haven't seen her anywhere, so maybe you guys better keep her in your prayers. That might be a great idea. She's a wonderful lady. So I got my daisy sunflower. I'm calling it a daisy, but it's a sunflower. I know it's not perfect. Not worried about perfect, right? Cleaning my brush. I'm going to cover up my yellow. Give you a quick show. So as you see down the sleeve, and then this is kind of tricky. So now we're going to paint up those leaves. And you could leave it just like that as well, but I'm actually doing this to cover up all those little goofy mistakes I did from thousands of crafts. Because I wear this shirt quite a bit. And I think I have a transfer that says you are my sunshine, or I saw a transfer that says you are my sunshine. Now I'm just going over right over my leaves, and I'm just doing the leaves. I'm not going to do, I might do the little bit of the stem, but not much. Just like the other side, just like what we did on the front. The front will have two more. I just didn't do them yet. I think this is a very pretty sunflower. Too bad it doesn't give me any sunflower seeds. I know I'm asking for a lot there, aren't I? So now I'm just going over and I'm just painting in my leaves. Now, this is a step you don't have to do, friends. You can just leave it. And I have a little green here. I don't know how that one got there. over accentuate this one. I have to think about that one. Now this one's going to be crossing over the underneath one. And this is ink, guys. It does not wash out. At least I have not had it wash out of my t-shirts that I've done. I'm assuming it won't wash out of my sweatshirt here. I've never really done a sweatshirt before. I've stayed with more thinner um, material. We'll find that out. I'm going to make this like it's supposed to be elongated. So relaxing to do, friends. Yvette, do you want to do that again? Just wondering. I would love to. Doesn't have to be a t-shirt, but that would be kind of fun. I got these two leaves a little bit closer than what they needed to be. And guys, I'm not using a lot of paint, ink on this. I'm calling it paint, but it's ink. I'm just barely touching the surface and letting the um, ink soak in and go where I want it. The lines are already there, so I don't have anything to worry about. If you want to make it more pointed and stuff like that, you certainly can. Just a light cover all. I'll come back with my other brush, or not brush, when we do the bark. And I didn't do the edge. But it's just very fun. It's worth trying. If you would like I have a 10.99 sample that I can send you. It's 10.99. We'll just say $10. I'm not worried about 99 or $11. We'll say $10 plus tax. And I'll send one out to you if you want to give it a try. And they're just little ones like this. Grab a few. Something small to start with. You get the transfer. You'll get a packet of some ink. You'll get, or paste, probably maybe one of each. I just got myself. And then you'll get an eraser with it, and you can give it a try. Guys, it's worth it. I saved a lot of clothes. One thing I hate to do is go shopping. Unless it's for a craft. That's different. If it's for a craft, I'll be glad to go shop. But just to go buy new clothes, no. That just means I have to do more wash. I'd rather do the wash I have. Wash and I don't like each other. We have to spend time together. So I keep my clothes to a minimum because I don't like to do the wash. It's it's discipline, if you know what I mean. So I'm just painting over my area of the shirt. I'm not using much I'm just dipping it and then spreading it, and that's it. In my ink. Curve this one around just a bit. Let's see. Kind of made my own little thing there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now, people have told me, this is really silly. You can just use your Cricut and use vinyl and all that stuff. But you know what? I don't. I have my Cricut. I got it buried. It's there. It broke down. Um, but I have to pull out another computer to use my Cricut. I have to program my stuff in. That takes quite a bit of time because you got to remember all the little tricks and rules and copywriting and all that kind of stuff. You gotta be careful, and you pay for that. I pay $10 a month, even though I'm not using it. I think it is. It might be more. Um, Now I have to figure out what I did here because this and the bottom of my sleeve messed up. Hold on. But as you see, it's looking rather nice. A leaf didn't show up here, so we're going to wash off that transfer. Hopefully this doesn't mess up. But when I use um, and I like the Cricut, guys. Don't get that wrong. I do like my Cricut. It's just busted right now. I have to take some time and reprogram it and all that stuff. Now I'm just wiping this off real quick. No big deal. Wipe it off. So, wipe off my back. Take my paper towel. And see, it still sticks, guys. Still very, very sticky. So I'm going to see if I can get this to work on my sleeve. Bottom here. Just to do the brown right over it, but I just have this one. Just have to realign it. Just fit. Find my green line. It stuck to me and I moved it. So high. Let me try this again. just that one leaf. So we'll make another one. No biggie. It's this one right here. There. Okay. So now we got that leaf there. I'm just gonna I painted the other side. I'm just gonna paint that one. I think there's supposed to be another one there, but find out when I put the brown down. See guys, I screw up too. No problem. I have a load to wash right now. I have a load thinking about me. Okay, now I'm covering up my paint that I had on this one on my sleeve. Painting right over it. I had two big purple spots and now they're green. I don't think you will see them, but I'll show you in just a sec. I still think that was supposed to be a leaf. Super adorable. Okay. So down here, I had purple on the bottom. The whole bottom was purple. And now it's green. Flip it over this way. And I'm going to, as you can see, I have red and other colors here. So I'll eventually be covering those up as well. Just going to finish this leaf. I'll be adding something on the back. That should be a leaf, I'm sure, but I gotta move this again. It's wet, so I don't want it to touch anything. All right. Get this off. Now we're going to, even though that we're going to dry that, and then we're going to be using the bark. And the bark is going to be very simple to use. We're just going to go right over what we had. I'll touch that all up in just a little bit. And my thing fell right in the water, right? Darn it. Just had to do that. I just sat it there thinking I could just quickly dry it. Wash that one spot off. But no, it didn't work that way for me. I'm just taking just drying it off. And as you see, it's still usable, even though it's very, very well used. I call it loved. All right, so let me take my hair dryer now. I'm just going to go around and just kind of like some areas I left a little bit of extra paint on it. I'm just kind of moving it around a little bit. Have some green globs. I don't like globs. They're problem child. I'm just going to dry it a little bit so I can be able to um, put my transfer on. And I can chat with you. Anybody have any good plans for the week? Now this is top drying. This is only getting it where I can touch it without having too much of a problem. It's still going to be wet underneath. But I'm a klutz, so I take a little extra precaution in some areas, like touching. I'll add a leaf there. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a leaf. This is not heat setting, it's just drying the top of it. There's a little bit of difference. Trying to get the glossiness dry, and then I can put my transfer over. Now I know lots of you maybe do this. You might not have to do that. Maybe you're not as klutzy as I am. But I'm a very good at. We're going to start at the bottom and work up, because if I use yellow, then I might have yellow all the way down. We don't want that. So we're going to match up this leaf. These. Now it's not dry, as you see. It's not dry. So now we're going to use the bark, and we're going to go right up our leaf. See, I get this in the same spot. For some reason I can't see. Right here. See, that was a leaf. And now I'm just going to take my bark that I shut really tight, and we're going to bark up the tree. And my bark is a little bit thick, but it works nice. Just grabbing off my. I got my good jeans on besides. Put a mark on my jeans. I'm just a mess. Okay. So I'm just fluffing out my ground, and I'm going right over trusting I have everything in place. If it's not, just lets me put more paint. It's not going to take much. Switch my hand around here. Very nice. Just kind of hoping I can see. That is it. It's lined up. Make sure how far it went down. And it's working. And scrape off what I don't need. Put it over on the other one. Scrape off what I don't need. This time I'm going to probably have to wipe it off because it's gotten dark. It's a little bit off. We can do some adjusting. I'm just going to set it right here. And I'm going to just wipe this off so I can see. So right, it has a little green. You want to be able to at least see your lines. Grab a different. Made a mess. Typical. We'll just adjust our paint here a little bit, and we should be okay. Um, with all this. We'll do the back side, just in case. It's nice when it's just a small piece. All right, now we gotta make sure get pretty close. Off. And these are just adding um, our lines. And if we get new leaves, guess what? We'll be adding some leaves. Eventually, it comes out right. It's like an overlay. that fast, guys. And it's sliding on me. Hold on. Get back up here. I have to act up. I yell at my stuff too, guys. I'm not crazy. It moves. Just like my students, they move. Now I'm gonna do some adjusting with my paint, but let's just keep going here. Again, I'm gonna wipe that off. Can I take out extra? Wipe off the back here. I think I did that already, but my charger. Now this next overlay will do the whole flower and the leaves. That's why I'm making sure it's nice and cleaned off so we don't have a whole lot of situation here. Looks really good actually. All right. Just a little bit off. I think that's it. There we go. Now, all brown. Careful at the top. You'll have a nice, beautiful sleeve. Just 2 minutes. Now, normally when I do this, I'm not online. I turn on my Facebook people and I watch them. Or listen to them more than watch. And I do t-shirts and journals, guys. Lots of journals lately. A lot of people going on vacation want their journals. Now let's do our leaves and our stem. This should all be all set. Just pushing it right through the transfer. I kind of go all directions. It seems like it gets better through the transfer to get soaked um, into my sweatshirt. That's pretty well good. It's a little bit off. We'll just add some more paint. So I was off just a bit. to hit it and anything, but it's just off a little bit, and so I will be doing some touch up. No biggie. It's quite okay. And not to get this to touch anything. If it does, I just put another flower on it. It's that simple. Now we're going to need our green. And I'll just go back in and fill in where the green decided not to, or the brown. Right, and it looks like I have a little bit of yellow to do too, the bumblebee. The green is meadow green. My transfer was a little bit off. I thought I had it right. So now I just go in and paint. Nobody's going to know. They'll think, oh, it was supposed to be that way. Sure it was. And I don't do every one, guys. I do leave a few of them not painted. Just like that. Just going in and filling in whatever's messed up. Big deal. Good enough for the gold. The yellow, I mean. Our nice bumblebee. Now I'm going to take the shimmering gold and I'm going to go in there and do the gold as well. And let's see if I have on the dry brush, and I'm going to just dab in my gold. Just like so. Just enough to where it looks seedy, but yet not too bad. Okay, close up my gold. Not too tight because I want to use it in a little bit. I'm going to be using the green, the meadow green, to fill in these little extra areas with. Now I'll be using a finer brush this time because it's more smaller areas. I'm using more of a angled brush so I can just get into those smaller areas that just need a little extra paint. Again, if it touches the brown line, it's okay. Just touching it up. A leaf is not always perfect, guys. Especially the ones I make. Back in and just touch up what you know, what showed up to be a little bit different than what you planned. Literally, I'm just touching it. Just like a dab. Elongate this one to make it look like it was supposed to be like that. And friends, I am not the best painter. But this makes painting to a whole different level. It makes it very nice to do. I just really enjoy it. Even though I'm not fabulous at it, I enjoy it. And that's what crafting's about, is enjoying what you do. I do try to get things to be perfect. However, we all screw up. Even the ones that don't ever think they screw up, guess what? They really do. Don't let them fool you. Now, you can also do this with the brown. If you want to add more details, it's good. I'm just touching up these little areas that just don't need a little more love. And believe me, it's not very much that needs it. Really, it's not that bad, considering it shifted on me as it was on here. And even the leaf that I missed, I'm able to go in now with the brown there and take the green, and I'm just dabbing in, making it look as natural as it was. Very lightly. The sleeve might have to sit for a day just to make sure it's. I let everything air dry on my shirts. I don't throw them in the dryer or anything like that. Once they're dry, it's usually a couple days. Um, After I'm all done painting, then I'll heat press it with a regular heat press, or a little bit more here. That leaf just a little bit up higher. Cover up those little browners. But it takes time to paint, guys. It's not a overnight fix it, done it, did it type of thing. It is that one spot here. It's completely wet, but as you can see, it's looking really nice. Is it perfect? No, but nor am I. And it's my entire sleeve. Looks really pretty. Now that's going to dry. I'm going to actually um, lift it dry. Ooh, I hit the brown. Somehow I hit some brown there. Well, we'll be putting something there. I'm just gonna dry it off with my dryer. You see old shirts like this? It's brand new. It's gonna be a new shirt. And nobody has it. Nobody has my mistakes. They're all mine. But I will wear this. It won't bother me. And you should wear what you made. You should be proud of what you do. Now, let's see what I did on the front here. Now this is going to go hang in the back and dry. And and I hit the sleeve right up here. So I'll be putting something there. I don't know where the brown came from, but somehow I did that right on the edge. Let me cover this up. I really don't know where the brown came from because I had this all clean. Now I'm just going to slide this out. And lift it off. There's no paint on there. Maybe on the end of the sleeve there might be. I'm going to slide this out just to show you. There's very little to any, see, just a little bit, and that was probably there before. Well, guys, I hope you had fun with this, and you know, I'll be doing some touch-ups once it's all dry. But that will be my sleeve. Super cute. I know I had my hanger here. Oops, on that side. See, it's just about on the where it should end. And then this is the front. Oops, sorry, getting poked on the other side. And once this dries, where is it? I had this thing poking it. I think I'll have to pull this other side. I was going to do this side first. But to let it dry, I'm going to take out my sleeves and my sweatshirt. I'm going to go let it dry, just like so. I'll clip it down to the bottom so it doesn't twist and turn. But it's super cute. I really like it. We'll put something here. I did a nice job. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to go hang this up. You all have a great night. I don't want it to touch anything. And we'll see you all later. Thanks so much. You did have fun? Oh, good. I'll do more, guys. We're going to go all the way around this shirt with some, I'll do some offline, but it's cute. It'll be cute when we're done. Then I'll show you how to fix those bloopers that I have where I maybe touched it or something. So we'll show you that more. So there'll be a part 3. Okay, see you all later. Not tonight, though. It has to dry. So we'll see you all later. Thank you for coming. I'll see you soon.